Said, none evil shall come upon us. What the Most High say? All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. That say that. When they not keeping the Most High's laws, statute, commandments. How do you expect the Most High to bless you into the kingdom and you're not doing what he say do? That don't make no sense at all. Micah 2:11. Micah 2:11. Micah 2:10, select it. Arise ye and depart, but this is not your rest. Remember, we gotta rest when we get to the kingdom. He said, arise ye and depart. Depart from the mindset of these men, women, and children, whoever it is that's having you to think wrong, to speak wrong, to act wrong, and remain in iniquity, evil, breaking the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, being sinners. He said, arise ye and depart from the way of the world, for this is not your rest. This ain't our rest, because it is polluted. You know, it's polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword of destruction. If you don't change, come out of it. Deuteronomy 6, go to Deuteronomy 6 chapter. We should all the time start with this verse. Deuteronomy 6:4. Deuteronomy 6:4. This is the first of all the commandments of the Most High. How about that? Deuteronomy 6:4. Hear, O Israel, the Most High, our power is one power. You see, that's the first of all the commandments. And thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children again, and thou shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. You're supposed to be talking to the children about the laws of the Most High. Most High name is jealous. Whatever you put in front of him, hey, we're going to give account for. And thou shalt bind them up for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as spotless between thine eyes, what you can see, as we're looking at these words. And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house, and on thy gates. And it shall be, when the Most High thy power shall have brought thee into the land which he sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities, which thou buildest not, and houses full of all good things, which thou fillest not, and wells digged, which thou diggest not. Sound like the kingdom to me. Vineyards and olive trees, which thou plantest not. When thou shalt have eaten and be full, then beware. He said, beware, lest thou forget the Most High. See, it's all about him, y'all. He done blessed us to have plenteousness and not doing anything and having everybody else doing all the work for us. Say, then beware, lest thou forget the Most High, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt, where we in today, still in the 15th. He said, remember this. That's why we got to remember this day. From the house of bondage, thou shalt fear the Most High thy power, and serve him, and shall swear by his name. Ye shall not go after other idols, of the idols of the people which are round about you. Say, all the gods of the nations are idols. All that they believe in is idolatry. Psalm 96:5. But the Most High thy power is a jealous power. Hear that? But the Most High our power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, is a jealous power among you, he said, among us. Lest the anger of the Most High thy power be kindled against thee, and destroy thee from off the face of the earth. Ye shall not tempt the Most High your power, as ye tempted him in Messiah. Ye shall diligently seek the commandments of the Most High your power, and his testimonies, and his statutes, which he have commanded thee. And thou shalt do that which is right and good in the sight of the Most High, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest go in and possess the good land which the Most High sware unto thy fathers. This is what we're looking at. We can read this now and look at what we need to do to make it to the kingdom. You cast out all thine enemies. You're going to cast out all our enemies. We're going to prophecy about what's going to happen in our time. From before thee, as the Most High has spoken. And when thy son asks thee in time to come, ask saying, what mean the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which the Most High our power have commanded you? Then thou shalt say unto thy son, we were Pharaoh's bondmen in Egypt, and the Most High brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand. And the Most High showed signs and wonders, great and sore, upon Egypt, upon Pharaoh, and upon all his household before our eyes. And he brought us out from thence, that he might bring us in, to give us the land which he sware unto our fathers. See how the Most High is still being exalted, still being talked about? He loved this. And the Most High commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear the Most High our power for our good, always, and that he might preserve us alive, as it is at this day. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High. This is righteousness. If we observe to do all the commandments before the Most High, our power, as he hath commanded us. That's being righteous. Look at Deuteronomy 4 and verse 40. Thou shalt keep therefore his statutes and his commandments, Yasharallah, which I command thee this day, that it may go well with thee, and with thy children after thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days upon the earth, which the Most High thy power giveth thee forever. So this is commandments. You want your children to be all right. We want our children to be all right. We got to do what the Most High say do. Even though they don't know, they're going to be blessed. Leviticus 23. Leviticus 23rd chapter. And verse 31 to 33. Leviticus 22 and 31. Therefore shall ye keep my commandments and do them. I am the Most High. Neither shall ye profane my holy name. His name is in our name, Yah-Shar-Allah. But I will be hallowed among the children of Israel. I am the Most High which hallow you, that brought you out of the land of Egypt on this day of the 15th of the first month, to be your power. To be your power. I am the Most High. The church is not teaching this, are they? No. Because they say you're not under the law. Sad. But it's real. What you going to do when he come for you? He made us holy. He looked upon us as being holy. You know, like y'all saying, well, coming down hard on me. Yeah? Jeremiah 3, the 3rd chapter, verse 18. In those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, all 12 tribes, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers. We in North America. But I said, how shall I put thee among the children and give thee a pleasant land, a goodly heritage of the host of nations? And I said, thou shalt call me my Father, and shalt not turn away from me. Surely as a wife treacherously departed from her husband, the Most High hates separation. Hear what he says, surely as a wife treacherously departed from her husband, so have ye dealt treacherously with me, O house of Israel, said the Most High. A voice is heard upon the high places, weeping and supplications, crying of the children of Israel. For they have perverted their way, and they have forgotten the Most High their power. Return, ye backsliding children, and I will heal your backslidings. You got to come back to his laws, statutes, and commandments. Behold, we come upon thee. Behold, we come unto thee. But thou art the Most High, our power. Truly in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills, from this particular religion, and from the multitude of mountains, no matter what kingdoms have their religions under these nations, because all the gods of the nations are idols. Truly in the Most High, our power is the salvation of Israel. For shame hath devoured the labor of our fathers from our youth, their flocks and their herds, their sons and their daughters, all shameful, for not following the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. We lie down in our shame, and our confusion covereth us. For we have sinned against the Most High power, our power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. We and our fathers, from our youth even unto this day, and have not obeyed the voice of the Most High, our power. Sad, man. It's crazy. But it's real, because this is what we subject ourselves to, and now here we are in it. How we going to get out of it? By coming back to the Most High's law, statutes, commandments, doing what he say do, repenting, asking him for forgiveness, and doing what he say do. Look. Go to Jeremiah 44th chapter. And Jeremiah 44, and we're going to look at verse 3. Jeremiah 44 and 3. Because I'm here because our people are celebrating this pagan day of Easter, coming from this star, coming from Semiramis, Nimrod's mother, who set up that evergreen tree for Christmas and all that stuff that they bring gifts and put under and bow down to that tree. That's an idol, but not realizing it. Well, let's look at verse 2. Start at verse 2. Jeremiah 44 and 2. Thus say the Most High, power of hosts. So we're going to keep something we must put in the book, so we're going to read. The power of Israel. Ye have seen all the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem and upon all the cities of Judah. That's why the gate took you to the land where the land was crying out to us. And behold, this day they are a desolation. That's what the land was saying. It was desolate. It's like a widow. And no man dwelleth therein, because of their wickedness, which they have committed to provoke me to anger, and that they went to burn incense and to serve other gods, other idols, whom they knew not, neither they, yea, nor their fathers, like these religions today. They don't know nothing about them. Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. You know what he said? He said the prophets, like right now, he's sitting there saying, hey, do not this horrible thing that I hate. This abominable thing that the Most High hate. But they hearken not, they ain't listen, nor incline their ear to turn from their wickedness, to burn no incense unto other idols, like Baal, like Lord, which representing Baal. Wherefore my fury and mine anger was poured forth, and was kindled in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, where we lived at, y'all. And they are wasted and desolate as at this day. That's real, y'all. That's real talk. He said, as at this day, because we look at that land over there, it's desolate, just like he's saying. Therefore, now thus said the Most High Power, the power of hosts, the power of Israel. Wherefore commit ye this evil, this great evil, Salakia, I can't forget that great. Wherefore commit ye this great evil against your souls, to cut off from you man and woman. See, I'm killing both man and woman, child and suckling, even babies, out of Judah, to leave you none to remain. Hear that? None of us to remain in our land. In that you provoke me unto wrath with the works of your hands, burning incense unto other idols in the land of Egypt, whither ye be go to dwell, that ye might cut yourselves off, and that ye might be a curse and a reproach among all the nations of the earth. And we in this spiritual Egypt over here as a curse amongst all these nations. Have you forgotten the wickedness of your fathers, and the wickedness of the kings of Judah, and the wickedness of their wives, and your own wickedness, and the wickedness of your wives, which they have committed in the land of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? They are not humbled, even until this day, neither have they feared, nor walked in my law, nor in my statutes that I set before you and before your fathers. Like right now, getting ready to celebrate Easter tomorrow. Most I say he ain't with this. Come on. Getting ready to celebrate Esther, the goddess Star. Got to have many names. Diana in the New Testament. We say they are not humble, even unto this day. Neither have they feared, nor walked in my law. They taught you out under the law. Nor in my statutes that I set before them. Look, singing songs like this. This where we at. This where we at, y'all. This is where we at. What can I say?
Jesus is my Easter bunny. My Easter bunny. Jesus is my Easter bunny. Jesus is my Easter bunny. Jesus is my Easter bunny. Jesus is. Jesus is. Jesus is my Easter bunny. My Easter bunny. Jesus is my Easter bunny. Jesus is my Easter bunny. Jesus is my Easter bunny. Jesus is. Jesus is my Easter bunny. My Easter bunny.
You hear that? Jesus is my Easter bunny.
Jesus is my Easter bunny. Jesus is my Easter bunny. Jesus is my Easter bunny. Jesus is. Jesus is. Jesus is my Easter bunny. My Easter bunny. Jesus is my Easter bunny. Jesus is my Easter bunny. Jesus is my Easter bunny. Jesus is. Jesus is. Jesus is my Easter bunny.
Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Jesus is my Easter bunny. What can I say? I mean, you have to hear it for yourself. I mean, that's why the Most High is saying what he's saying here. They have not humbled, verse 10, even unto this day. They are not humbled even to this day. Neither have they feared, nor walked in my law, nor in my statutes, that I set before you and before your fathers. Therefore thus say the Most High Power of hosts, armies, the power of Israel. Behold, I will set my face against you for evil, and to cut off all Judah. Cut us all off. And I will take the remnant of Judah that have set their faces to go into the land of Egypt, to sojourn there, that's really dependent on what it is that our people have followed under the leadership of in being in captivity. Like Jesus is our Easter bunny. Jesus is my Easter bunny. To sojourn there, and they shall all be consumed and fall in the land of Egypt. They shall even be consumed by the sword and by the famine. They shall die, from the least even unto the greatest. What the Most High telling us. By the sword and by the famine. You don't repent and come out of that. And they shall be an execration and an astonishment. That's an astonishment and a curse and a reproach. Come on. Jesus is my Easter bunny. That's this execration and an astonishment and a curse and a reproach. Come on. For I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt, as I have punished Jerusalem by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence, so that none of the remnant of Judah, which are gone into the land of Egypt to sojourn there, shall escape or remain, that they should return into the land of Judah, to the which they have desired to return to dwell there. But none shall return, but such as shall escape. Most High putting this judgment on us, man. This happened with us. Then all the men which knew that their wives had burned incense unto other idols like Baal, as he said when we started this lesson, they burned incense unto other idols like Baal, like Lord, Lord. And all the women that stood by, a great multitude, even all the people that dwelt in the land of Egypt, in Patros, answered Jeremiah, saying, look what they said. As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us, in the name of the Most High, by Shema Mashiach Yahushua, we will not hearken unto thee, as it is this day. But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth, to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven. Not only to Baal, but unto the Queen of Heaven. They're going to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven. Semiramis. That's what y'all doing. Y'all operating and following Ishtar. Her name is, she go back to the Queen of Heaven. Semiramis. Ethiopian queen. But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goes forth out of our own mouth, to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven. That's what you're dealing with when you celebrating Easter. A fertility god, the Queen of Heaven. And to pour out drink offerings unto her. That's why the Easter bunny, what is that? Why they use the bunny? They use the bunny because it has a lot of litter. The eggs are dealing with the womb. A fertility god. That's why I showed you Diana, which is Semiramis. What color was she? Just like the Ethiopians. Very dark, right? All these breasts that she had on her body, representing bringing forth a lot of children, like a dog, man. I mean, come on. But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth, to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers, our kings and our princes. Look at all these wicked people, all these wicked Israelites, in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then had we plenty of victuals, and were well, and saw no evil. See? being wicked. They ain't see no evil, they saying. But since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven, so we stopped burning incense to the Queen of Heaven, Semiramis, Diana, Ishtar, your Easter, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, like during the Christmas they have that eggnog. We have wanted all things and have been consumed by the sword and by the famine. That reminds me of during the Greek Empire, we the Israelites, wicked Israelites. Look what they said. Same old, same old. We the same. Tell me we ain't not the same people. Same old wicked people, man. Look what they said. Go to First Maccabees, the first chapter, in the Apocrypha. And he said, wait a minute, let me get it. Here we go. This is when wicked Antiochus Epiphanes took over. And then it tells you in 1 Maccabees 1:11, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, just like we read in Jeremiah 44th chapter, persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant, a contract agreement with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. Sound like same thing they saying here, right? Only another different place and time of captivity. This during the Greek, when they came to the power. That's during the Babylonian captivity. Hear what they said? Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do accord after the ordinances of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise, like I go into them gyms and so forth, at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, as you see here, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. Say, same old, same old. Going back to Jeremiah 44, different time, different place, just like it is today. But since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things. This is what you celebrate when you celebrate Easter, and have been consumed by the sword and by the famine. And when we burn incense to the Queen of Heaven, Semiramis, Ishtar, your Easter, and poured out drink offerings unto her, did we make her cakes to worship her? Like they're gonna be baking a lot of cakes for tomorrow. And pour out drink offerings unto her without our men? It's the women talking, wicked women talking. Then Jeremiah said unto all the people, to the men and to the women, and to all the people which had given him that answer, saying, the incense that ye burn in the cities of Judah to the Queen of Heaven, mind you, and in the streets of Jerusalem, ye and your fathers, your kings and your princes and the people of the land, did not the Most High remember them, and came it not into his mind, so that the Most High could no longer bear because of the evil of your doings, and because of the abominations which ye have committed. Therefore is your land a desolation. That's what we read about the land in Baruch, the 4th chapter. And an astonishment and a curse without inhabitant as at this day. Because ye have burnt incense, and because ye have sinned against the Most High, and have not obeyed the voice of the Most High, nor walked in his law. Sound familiar? Just like they teaching you right now. Nor in his statutes, nor in his testimonies. Therefore this evil is happened unto you as at this day. Moreover, Jeremiah said unto all the people and to all the women, hear the word of the Most High, all Judah that are in the land of Egypt. Thus say the Most High power of hosts, the power of Israel, saying, ye and your wives have both spoken with your mouths. Most High said, I heard what you're saying. And fulfill with your hand, saying, we will surely perform our vows that we have vowed to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her. You will surely accomplish your vows, and surely perform your vows. Therefore hear ye the word of the Most High, all Judah that dwell in the land of Egypt. That's saying they're going to pour out incense. They're going to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven and pour out drink offerings to her. Therefore hear ye the word of the Most High, all Judah that dwell in the land of Egypt. And this is spiritual Egypt right now, right here in America. Behold, I have sworn by my great name, said the Most High, that my name shall no more be named in the mouth of any man of Judah in all the land of Egypt, saying, the Most High power liveth. Behold, I will watch over them for evil, and not for good. And all the men of Judah that are in the land of Egypt shall be consumed by the sword and by the famine. Gonna kill you by the sword and by food shortage, until there be an end of them, till I kill all of them, he said. Yet a small number that escape the sword shall return out of the land of Egypt into the land of Judah. They're going to run from Egypt, run into the land of Judah. And all the remnant of Judah that are gone into the land of Egypt to sojourn there shall know whose words shall stand, mine or theirs. And you going to know, all of you that hear the word of the Most High, going to know whether your words going to stand or the Most High is going to stand. And this shall be a sign unto you, said the Most High, that I will punish you in this place, that ye may know that my words shall surely stand against you for evil. Thus say the Most High power, behold, I will give Pharaoh Hophra, king of Egypt, into the hand of his enemies, and into the hand of them that seek his life, as I gave Zedekiah, king of Judah, into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, his enemy, and that sought his life. Hey, you want to depend on Pharaoh in Egypt? So I got something for you. And that's where our people are. They follow the way of this world. That's why the Most High said in Isaiah 30, and when he said, woe, destruction to the rebellious children, said the Most High, that take counsel. Y'all listen to somebody in your ear, but not of me, not of the Most High. And that cover with a covering, you're covered with a covering, but not of my spirit. Most High said, not of his spirit, that they may add sin to sin, transgress the Most High's laws one after the other, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, how does the Most High feel about this? How many times people ask, how does the Most High feel about this? You're supposed to know. That's why this mercy and grace is being lifted up, going to be heavy on people. It's going to be like, man, how this happened? Why this happened? Because you're not doing what he say do. It's real simple. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, following the way of this world. And to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Trusting in the shadow of Egypt. What the world says is okay. You locked into the world, so what the world says is okay. They put it out there to keep you in iniquity. Because they know you in iniquity for breaking the Most High's laws. That's why they tell you ain't under the law. First and foremost. Therefore shall your strength of Pharaoh be your shame. You trusting in this world and what they got laid out for you to go to hell with them, gonna be your shame when that judgment come. And the trust in the shadow of Egypt, maybe before the judgment come, because when you trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. You're gonna be confused following the way of this world. That's why he know you. Verse 9. He said that this is rebellious people. Talk about us, the children of Israel, 12 tribes of Israel, lying children. Lie. So you don't be exposed. Children that will not hear the law of the Most High. Who asked, what's the law of the Most High on this? Who asked, how the Most High feel about this? How the Most High feel about that? No. That this is rebellious people. This show you that you're rebellious. Lying children. Children that will not hear the law of the Most High. Isn't that our day? Aren't you pork chop eating preachers telling the people that they're not under the law? And you that are Israelites not following whatever it is that the Most High say do, because you ain't asking what is right, so therefore you better know what's right, because he say he gonna get you, what he say, he gonna beat you with more stripes than those that don't know. That's why it's important for us to know this. It's very important because he's going to beat us with more stripes than those that don't know. He's saying that these are rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Most High, which say to the seers, which they were seers before they were called prophets, see not, don't be looking at us. And when you expose it, then all of a sudden, now you the enemy. Most High say you have to. But they tell us, see not, don't be looking at me. And to the prophets, prophesy not us to right things, the law of the Most High, speak of the smooth things. Tell us, hey, it's okay, it's going to be all right. People call you up and they looking to get you to not allow them to have to deal with what's right. Is it right for this? Is it right for that? To check somebody? They talking about you can cook for your child. No. On the Sabbath. No. It's a sacrifice. What's a sacrifice? Why we can't do that? Do something all day like we doing for the Most High and just be in His word for the Most High. Make you some sandwiches. Make you do something. I ain't ate all day. And most time I be on there, I don't be done eating anything and see me drinking some water. That's it until the Sabbath is over. You can't do that? Yeah, you can. We say to the seers, see not, don't be looking at us, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits, tell us lies. That's what you're getting. And giving up your money and getting ready to celebrate Easter. Mosiah, he ain't with that. He said, get you out of the way. Turn aside out of the path. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. They don't want to hear about the Most High power of this Bible. They want to make up their own mind. They don't make up their own mind and made up in their own mind, created their own power. My God ain't like that. God is dog spelled backwards anyway. You know, I feel the Most High is up in here. I feel God is up in here. Y'all saying. He ain't up in there dealing with you. Not if you ain't keeping His law, statutes, commandments. You dealing with the devil. The devil say, okay, I'm going to bless you over here. And I'm going to come forward my reward. Straight up. Most High bless the just and the unjust. But there's a punishment you got to pay if you are unjust. Believe this. All you saying, get out of the way. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to deal with that. Well, you don't have to deal with it. But you're going to have to deal with the Most High. Believe that. That's why it's important that we come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments so that we could be blessed and get ready to rule the world in righteousness. That's why he said, look what he said. Isaiah 58:13. All praise to the Most High. Hallelujah. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Most High, honorable. Just a moment.